So in 1981, a holy gun shot a holy bullet. And that is where we ask General Tumwine Eli, seemingly today is not around, kindly protect that holy gun. Do not allow it just to go to the museum, because that gun didn't shoot by accident. That was the plan of God. Everything has to start somewhere. And that is why the Duero Triangle became to be known, because ambassadors are the highly trained people. To be an ambassador of peace, you don't wake up and get honorary title. You have to work for it. Some have to fall, some have to die. But those who succeed, they will carry the message far and wide. So we have to thank God for this spirit of ambassadorship. This spirit where we don't only one ambassador in the country, but where we have thousands who would dare to pacify the El Shabaab in Somalia. Even the powers that be had feared. Uganda went there, Burundi later followed, Kenya, which was a neighbor, followed. Now it's almost 12 years. The generals you hear that have been promoted is because Ugandans are the myopic. Ugandans are big eyes, but they don't see. Many of them have spent so many years in Somalia. You go to Somalia and you come and you don't become a general. Let those who comment go to Somalia, just see the sun, and the sun will make them run out of their skin. Clap for our commanders and our generals. May you even give birth to more. May next year not only 160 be promoted, but 360. So brigadiers and others, warm up. Maybe it is coming towards you, because that's our prayer. The better army you have, the better nation you own. That is what we have to be aware of. But who are the UPDF? Uganda People's Defense Forces is recognized by the 1995 Constitution, especially some particular articles which come in to give them their own strength and cover and color. And these articles help them to make sure that they become who they are. But how were they born? 27 guns with 41 commandos, some of them self-trained. 27 guns. The song has just passed by. So can you imagine to go and fight and the gun is shared? That is how this force was born. That means some of the Ugandans are ambassadors because they are only armed with courage. And we expect the whole country to be courageous so that we can also later on, as St. Paul says, be ambassadors of peace. Luckily, not only from FRONASA, a national resistance army, but there were also other freedom fighters whom our visionary leader tried to see that among them, they were good people. Even within Uganda army, which some of us feared a lot, some of them were so good that this national resistance army, later UPDF, assimilated them. And some of them are being promoted together with others. Why? Because Uganda is a one family of God. That is why we say, oh Uganda, may God uphold thee. We don't say, let one part uphold you, or let one tribe uphold you. Is God. We are the people of God. God lives in Uganda, and then he takes leave some other places. But every night he sleeps here. You have to be aware of that. The Duero Triangle, for those who want even to know, was not just in Duero, it was beyond. Some of us were here in Kampala, but we were also in Duero Triangle. You may ask me, how old were you that time? I was old enough to understand. I was sharing with somebody that I had been given a job to make sure that every beggar in Kampala is not an informer of the government. And I made sure that I wrecked all of them. And we caught two. Two of them were not beggars. They were in fact informers. But then later, we replaced all the beggars. All the beggars became freedom fighters. Some of you can bear witness that when Kampala was captured on the 6th of February 1986, beggars pulled out guns and they followed the soldiers. Some of you, that was my own work. I did that and I'm still alive. That was the contribution I did. Place you can capture me, I'm not afraid. If you are ashamed of your country, you are also ashamed of God. This is my nation. I'm born here and I am willing to die for the truth. That one I cannot put it out. So, this National Resistance Army, which gave birth later to Uganda People's Defense Forces, had to come, of course, originally from the mind of a single person whom we don't know how God gave him this grace. Because we are not ambassadors just by grabbing, but we are imitating the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency, our President, beloved, by the way. You have to add that. If you don't love him, that's your problem. But our beloved President, because he had gone to Mozambique, he had been in many places to make sure that he brings us a seed which can assist. When these ambassadors that you are today, and we celebrate you with St. Paul, began their work, they didn't come because they were looking for power. Even grazing our cows, we have enough power. Even looking upon our gods, we have enough power. Can be in Teso, can be in Ankole, can be in Karamoja, but you look after your animals and you return with honor. But the reason of making these ambassadors be, whom we celebrate today in Thanksgiving, the 9th time since it was put in chronology, was to help us understand the fundamental change. The day Kampala was captured, which was not the first to be captured. The first to be captured was Kabamba. You can dispute some parts of it, but if you want, go back and watch the movie 27 Guns. Uganda made. It's called the Bubu. Buy Uganda, promote Uganda. This is made here because many parts are all from here. So when the younger men and women came, you have to be aware of how they came. The 6 months before capturing the capital city, where Parliament was, where the seat of power was, there was a very big struggle. You know, the fight on Katonga River. You know, the fight between Busega and Sanje, how it was. Because some of us were sneaking some food, taking there on foot. How we survived, God knows. But he wanted me to be here as an eyewitness today to tell you all that. When Kampala was captured, uniforms were not like now. Some people were even barefooted. Do you remember? Others were putting on rugabire. Do you remember that? And now that you are uniformed, you have stars on your shoulders who can dispute your own being ambassador. From barefoot, from rugabire, to now army boots, now to all of the regalia that there is. Who can dispute this gift that we have? Indeed, the day and UPDF was made by the Lord, and we are glad to celebrate it without fear, without shame, and without any remorse. Why did the fundamental change come? Because we are some people making a bit of fun about this. I wish they are here to hear, or some place will promote and announce this. The fundamental change, because Uganda would never go to exile again. The time before the fundamental change, some people here who are still alive were afraid even to call themselves Ugandans. They were running away. Now, even when they say lies, that some people from far are stealing our passports and using them to escape, because Uganda is honor and glory. Even if they would come here, why not? Political asylum is loved. But fundamental change was to stop Ugandans going to exile by force. That one you remember. When the fundamental change had not come, the roads in Uganda were looking like potato gardens. You remember, from here to Masaka you would take 1 week. Now you go to Masaka 10 times and back. And then you say there is no change. Who is telling you? You try to open your eyes and see. If you have problems, go and see an eye specialist. And then you will know what ambassadors have been able to do. When you Remember the Uganda before the fundamental change, there was the acronym Pandagali. Do you remember that? Some of you are old. You would just be anywhere, surrounded, and they tell you Pandagali. Whether you are innocent or you are not, for some of us who fetch firewood and carry on the shoulders, was enough to take your shoulders, and then you may never be seen again. But the fundamental change came. Pandagali is no more. You can only Pandagali going home. Tying Kandoya. Do you remember that? From the prison, police, and army. The Kandoya is no more. You can only see it on the film. That is why we are ambassadors of peace. And also the gun, which many of us now know how to operate, either through chaka or through training. That time was exclusive for few. Even a gun without a bullet in a chamber would make you lose your wife and your sister. But that one, the fundamental change took it off. We know how to disarm even the best commando prepared in North Korea, because we were taught. And we thank the ambassadors of peace for that. When the fundamental change, democracy here would be a must. And by the way, democracy is even within the parliament itself. That is why you can be an independent. If you want to be an independent without a party, nobody will disturb you. That is the fundamental change. Because some people confuse democracy to be multipartyism. Which parties? We are people who are Acholi, Banyankole, Teso. Which multipartyism? Forget about that. But democracy is a must, because now we have it. Agriculture would be a priority. You have just eaten potatoes. They are not imported, they are from here. That is what fundamental change is able to do. Fundamental change was bringing information technology. Cameras held by Ugandans here. You can see them here. Before, you had to hire people from England to come and make a film like this one of the Tarehe Sita Thanksgiving. But now, these are the boys who are living around here, and the girls. You know, here Mutungo, they are from Zambia, and they are here. But they are officers, some of them. So information technology. Now, Ugandans, because of dear UPDF and your families, are so peaceful that now they are dying of peace. That you can be aware, you can even underline it. Now, Uganda People's Defense Forces is non-partisan force. Once you are in it, please, when you reach home, say that, because Ugandans have ears, but we have to borrow those of elephants. Maybe they will hear more. So our force is national in character. Our force is patriotic. When there is any trouble anywhere, an ambassador goes. You have seen them in Bududa, where people were shaking and not knowing what to do. When UPDF reached there, peace, food, a settlement, even the rain stopped because UPDF arrived. That was patriotism. Our army is professional. You are not maybe informed what this army is able to do. Many of armored personnel carriers are assembled in Jinja. That is the professionality we have. The band is UPDF. The uniform is made by UPDF and Uganda Police. Even these boots we have. And also our land here is now UPDF. What else do you need? So we are professional. The army is disciplined. Anybody who is indisciplined, like some people on the streets, you will never join our army. Forget about it, unless you go for character formation. Our army is productive. That is why it has engaged in assisting Operation Wealth Creation. Even a retired general will still do some work to make sure that Uganda goes steps forward. But of course, our army is subordinate to civilian authority as long as civilians are sober. If you wanted to misguide our army, we shall ask you first sober up and then come. So the civilian authority, which the army is subordinate to, everybody respects them. We run, we shoot, we jump, and we come back alive. That's why generals are among us. We are good in the character. The character is super. Every woman outside Uganda wants to get a Ugandan officer so that become the husband. But we say we have the most beautiful girls, so we are not coming for you. We shall take our own. Every district in Uganda has enough officers who are members of Uganda People's Defense Forces. There is no district which can say we are sidelined, because the recruitment is done from there. And indeed, we thank God that has given us the capacity to do what people think that it is impossible. Of course, our Constitution, especially Articles 208 and 209, tell everyone that UPDF, which is an ambassador of peace, is mandated to defend this country. So don't say, but I'm under my bed, UPDF cannot reach there. But this is the work of the police. You are eluding yourself. Read the Constitution well. You cannot say you have a Constitution and then you are not revising it and use it only when it fits you. So UPDF defends and protects the sovereignty of the country. That was voted by civilians before even UPDF started to be with that particular name. UPDF cooperates with the civilians. Don't say, I am a civilian. When I am asked by UPDF, I will not answer. The Constitution does not allow you. You have to make sure that you answer, because you must cooperate. Of course, UPDF fosters harmony. Any character bringing disharmony, you are in trouble in this country, because ambassadors of peace are no nonsense. Harmony must be a must everywhere. They are productive, oriented for the community and also natural development. So farming and anything that is good. That is why you can see that even fish in Uganda is happy. Once the soldiers were sent there, small fish were allowed to grow. Clap for our soldiers for that. That is what is given to them. Thank you, soldiers, for allowing even fish in Uganda to grow. Those of you who say you will not vote in 2021, fish will vote for the president. And then we shall see what you will do. So wake up and stand to reality. The dignity of peace is granted to you. But remember, peace is not free. You have to first die for it. Peace is not free. Nelson Mandela said freedom is not free. Here in Uganda we say peace is not free. You have to make sure that you are awake, you are observant, you are clever, and you invest a lot of money to make sure that you keep it. There are many people envying our country. We have petroleum, we have gold, we have the best tea, we have the best women, we have the wonderful cows, and everybody wants to come here. So my friends, we have to make sure that we have eyes open. Those in uniform and not in uniform, we must safeguard our own borders, including the ambassadors guiding us in the right way. What is the job description of an ambassador? Professional, strong communication skills, practical. That is an ambassador, and this is within our own reach. We beg each other, those who live near any UPDF soldier, ask him or her to teach you something practical, at least to boil an egg. Don't say you are in Uganda and you know nothing when you have a practical army near you. That is why we have been able to go to Somalia, to go to DRC Congo, to go to Central Africa, to go to other countries like Liberia, and nobody was put under UN investigation that our soldier misbehaved. Clap for our officers. That is not a simple legacy. Other people are being investigated by United Nations, but not Uganda. We are obedient, loyal, in character. That's what an ambassador is supposed to be. By the way, a good number of us may be fans of late Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. Was a Christian and is a Christian. Was a head of state and in fact a real mentor of FRONASA, of NRA, of UPDF. From Nyerere, you have Uganda People's Defenses, you have Kenya Defense Forces, you have Tanzania Defense Forces. Literally the theology of making names for the forces, Nyerere gave it in. But Nyerere told the Christians especially, I know we have also people of other faiths, but don't worry, God has no dress, God is the same. Don't worry. Nyerere told the Christians, that if we are in the image of God or ambassadors of Christ, but we have stomachs which are full of worms, and we have hair infested with rice, and our beds are shared by bed bugs. Food is eaten by cockroaches and rats because of bad hygiene. And we say we are Christians, we are in the image of God. Nyerere says, I refuse to subscribe to such a God. So you can be aware that when we are bringing transformation with our forces, it has to be real transformation. Jiggers, bed bugs, and everything that is unusual has to make sure that it gives way. That is what UPDF is here to do. You saw the week of Tarehe Sita. Some people were amazed that they could see officers, ranks of colonels picking rubbish on our streets. Ugandans, stop garbaging around. Make sure that you keep our country clean. Love Uganda the way you love your heart, so that God can bring now angels also to be here with us, not himself alone. Now, UPDF is not telling us that we are ambassadors with them simply because they are liking the word today. No, or we are liking the word because UPDF has friends and also cadres. I'm one of those, friends and cadres. So true transformation is modernizing Uganda to a middle-income cash economy. That we have been told. And let that be our own anthem also to sing. If a Ugandan moves around without money, you should be arrested. General Muzei, those people, you arrest them if they don't have money. Because in Uganda you are poor by choice. How can you be poor when you can sell water and get money? So we need to drink clean water. Check your tables. You have Uzima water. That is water of UPDF. In your house, you have to boil your water. We are fed up of people in Murago sleeping on corridors, making bad image of the country. What are they suffering from? Diarrhea. How do you suffer from diarrhea? With our food, with our water, and everything good here. Take care of yourself. So that is the transformation. We have to make sure that we are peaceful by being disciplined citizens. Whenever you are stopped by the police or a uniformed officer or Uganda prison, stop and give an answer. Maybe they are telling you there is an accident ahead, but some of us want to jump ship. You think you are faster than a bullet. Anyway, we don't use bullets, but we use our legs. So let us be disciplined citizens. Take this message all over. It is a Thanksgiving day, but in Thanksgiving, we tell God what also we are not. Otherwise, we would be shooting ourselves in the feet we used to walk. So we have to be after the things that are good. With the UPDF, you know that they are commanding Operation Wealth Creation. We have to make sure that the whole of Africa is pacified because we are one people. Let us not think because Congo has a name, the people there are not ours. The other day there was a football in Paida and Congolese came to play football in Paida. Imagine, for those who are coming from the Arul land. What has peace brought? And if we sustain this peace as ambassadors of peace, what shall we achieve? Peace is a source of health. See yourselves here. There's no first aid box. None has fainted because of peace. Why don't you appreciate that? But if there was no peace, many of you would be fainting here. We have also medical officers, men and women in UPDF. But because you are peaceful, even those with the diabetes, you cannot faint. So peace promotes health. Peace promotes positive mindset. If you want to talk well about yourself, your family, and your country, you need peace the way we are doing now. If there was no peace, we would be checking our own shoulders. You can see, I don't have an ADC, and I'm talking, and nobody can arrest me. Why? Because there is peace. That is the positive mindset. Peace sustains hope. We know that in a few years we are going to have our own petroleum products. Uganda will be middle-income economy. We know that in a few years the whole of Uganda will be having tarmac roads. We know that in a few years Kampala will be having flying over. Thank you, Madam Betkamya Honorable, for accepting to join the people of peace. Thank you. Also, because with you, Kampala will modernize. We are tired of a slum within the city. Let it also change. But soldiers, kindly assist everybody of goodwill to make sure that we transform where we live. Ugandans have no any other country, it's only Uganda. If you are a Ugandan, even if you run away, east-west home is best. So you must keep your home peaceful. Peace promotes creativity. We are able to do so many good things. You can even now have a tractor which you carry on your chest and plow your own banana plantation. That is creativity. Then peace brings satisfaction. Many of us sleep without closing bungalow proofs like before. Why? Who can touch you? The officers in charge of our peace are awake. Now there are the cameras all over. You come and enter a house which is not yours at your own risk. You are going to be seen and you will be apprehended. If you think that there are not many people who are from outside, go to our universities. Tanzanians, Rwandese, Congolese are all in Makerere University. Don't worry about 1 month of shake up there. That was to show to you that there is even freedom here. So people can do what they want. But now they have sobered up. Peace brings development. You can see even how many cars are here. So there are other issues which you will get on the website of the UPDF with the permission of those who are in charge, because I see Brigadier Academy there and others, and I have his email. So I will forward everything there. But why do we say thank you? We say thank you because we are like a people. We say thank you because we have the best soldiers. You have seen bombs in Kenya. You have seen fears in Tanzania. The other day they closed all the Forex Bureau. Here in Uganda, you walk with 5 million in the hands, nobody touches you. A smartphone of 1.5 million, nobody touches you. What else do you want, Ugandans? You are safe and you are protected. If there is a misnomer, accidents don't make the law. But we have to say thank you. We have to say thank you that we have such a president. Not because you are here, but I know him even before he became a president. After all, I have even his photo when he was walking in his slippers, and I talked to him many times. You saw me being meddled by him in 2017. You think I went there by chance? No, because I know him. Now, this president has been voted the best president in the world. But Ugandans don't want to see this. You have to go to an eye clinic in Mengo and open up your eyes. If you don't want to see, you are in trouble. We say thank you because we have a good president. We say thank you because every country wants some UPDF officers to go and at least guard their own head of state. The other day, Bashir was sending envoys. President Museveni, can you give me your men and women? I'm in trouble here. And Museveni said, Orgwe Marire. That is what he told him. Orgwe Marire. For those who don't know that language, don't mind about it. Don't mind about it. But we say thank you. By the way, thank you is the only word in English which has never changed. It remains the same. And even if we go among the Luo, Afoyo, Webale, Toyanziza, that word never changes. Even children know it. So today we are telling God, thank you for our country. Thank you for our officers. Thank you for this beautiful climate. Thank you for the wives of the officers. Thank you for the children, God. Thank you for being a God of Uganda. And then other countries come after. Application of this word that we are sharing today. In conclusion, after so many minutes, I apologize for maybe taking you long. Thank you, you gallant soldiers, for making sure that you take security and peace at heart. Many people, if they knew the work you do, they would run away from their skin. But you are there day and night to make sure that this beautiful part of Africa remains the part, and I can see it even becoming a diamond now. It is going higher. The mineral is being identified east, west, north, and south, even by satellite. Everybody knows. No wonder popes come here many times. Don't think they come here by chance. They come because Uganda is a treasure in the world. And the treasure is made so by you people. Now we have also to make sure that development and prosperity, which is the gospel of the country now, is taken, because fortunes come once. You joke around with them, they will disappear. Even Somalia once was glorious, but after Said Bale disappeared, you see what they have done. But at least when our officers went there, United Nations medaled them and gave them gifts. So today, we want to thank also the High Commission command and all those responsible, 160 generals in Uganda. It has never been heard, and we have heard it now. We praise it and we thank it. Anybody wants to be a general, come and join UPDF. It is as transparent as water, the recruitment. If you are very old, shauri yako, si shauri yetu. But if you are young, come and join. You will be a cadet, you may be a private. You want to be a general, you work for it. These are not generals from the kitchen. They are the generals from the front line. We clap for our generals once again, and we thank those who allowed them to pass the exams. Making ourselves ambassadors of peace in the spirit of St. Paul, we say bravo UPDF, bravo our president, bravo Uganda, bravo for all peace-loving people. The Lord be with you.
Can we stand up? Can we stand up in honor of this speech? Wow. Asante sana. Wow. Wow. We can take our seats. What a speech.